Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome in Bruges. Welcome aboard. We're going to make a tour that will last about 30 minutes through the historic city center. We're going to start this tour with one of the lowest bridges here in front of us, so please mind your heads for this one. Mind your heads. And on the left you can see the back of the house brewery, the Halve Maan, or in English the Half Moon. It is first established in 1856 by Henry Maas. They still produce local ale.
On your left is the Bijenhof, which was founded in the 13th century. Since 1926, there are no longer any members of the Begin order living there, and it is now occupied by Benedictine nuns and single women. The Bruges Bijenhof was a religious community of laywomen run by a Huttefrau, or Grand Mistress. In addition to the residence of the Huttefrau and the other Begin cottages, the complex included a church, a guest house, a farm, and a brewery. Unlike nuns, the Begins were not required to take any permanent vows.
Here in front of us we have that lowest bridge again, so please mind your heads. And in front of us you can see the Saint Saviour's Cathedral, first referred to in documents dating back to the 10th century. This is the oldest church here in Bruges. And here on the left hand side you can see the old St. John's Hospital dating back to the 12th century. It is now home to the Memling Museum and a 17th century pharmacy. And here on the right hand side you can see some houses dating back to the 17th and the 18th century. If anyone is interested in buying one of these houses here on the right hand side, this one is for sale. To Kopen means for sale. This one window house will set you back 400,000 euros. On the left hand side above the bridge you can see the smallest Gothic window over there, that little white one, that was used as a spy window by the lords of Brugge.
On your left is the palace of the Lords of Brugge, which dates from the 15th century and is now a museum of antiquities and decorative arts. The Lords of Brugge held the sole rights to the sale of fruit, a mixture of 7 herbs used in brewing, which was later replaced by hops in the 17th century. On your right you can see the Groningen Museum, which boasts an outstanding collection of southern Netherlandish and Belgian paintings spanning the period from the 15th to the 20th centuries.
The yellow building on the right, called Hotel de Tuileries, the windows are made from a Venetian glass from the famous Murano workshops. And in front of us you can see an old guild house made by the Guild of Tanners dating back to the 17th century. It is now a restaurant. And we now have a beautiful view at the belfry. This tower is 83 meters high and stands on the market square. Inside are 366 steps and it houses 47 bells, which together weigh about 27 metric tons. It also leans slightly to the right, just because the foundation exists of cohite and wooden beams.
On your left, you can see the back of the 17th century law courts, which are now home to offices belonging to the municipal authorities of the city of Bruges.
And here in front of it is one of the oldest bridges called the New Bridge and dates back to the 14th century. And this beautiful flag here on the left hand side, this is the flag of the city of Bruges. On the left you can see an old tea house dating back to 1821. This was only meant for the rich because building fixing on the water in those times was very expensive. Here on the right is an old connecting channel linking us to the city of Ghent and is called the Coupure. And behind the first bridge is the only place where you can swim during the summer months, July and August. Swimming in the rest of the canals is forbidden. And in front of us you can see the spire of the St. Anna Church, and lining the route of the canal you can see some typical blue step facades. The more steps you have, the more money you've made. On the left you can see the St. Brugge Church, and in front of us you can see the St. Gilles Church. Inside the city there are 9 large churches for 22,000 inhabitants. Greater Bruges has a population of about 120,000. The building on the right with the step facades dating back to 1675. Above the windows and door you can see some gargoyle-like figures. These were used to keep the evil spirits out of the houses. And in front of us is the canal which links us to the North Sea. It is 25 kilometers to Ostende and 18 to Zeebrugge. And the building at the tower in front of us is the 15th century Porter's Lodge, so called because it was a meeting place for all the rich merchants of the medieval city, called porters. In front of the building is a statue of the 15th century painter Jan van Eyck.
We are now in what was once the medieval harbour of Bruges. In its day, it witnessed a flourishing trade. Bruges imported food, luxury goods, and raw materials such as iron ore and wood. The return cargoes mainly consisted of finished products such as linen, leather goods, and woolen hose.
The large white building on the left used to be the British consulate in the 18th century and is now a primary school. Left and right of some of the doors, just a bit above the ground, you can see some small holes with black metals in front of it. These were used to wipe your shoes before you entered the houses. On the left hand side, the White House a bit inwards. Left of the door you will see a blue and white mark. This means this is a protected house. So when you buy one of these houses, you are demanded by the government to always maintain and restore them when necessary. But they will give you some money for it. As you can see by the looks of the house, the government has run out of money again. The canals of the city center are called the Regen and hold fresh water with depth of 1.5 to 2 meters. The water is clean enough for fish to live in, mainly eels and carp.
The house with the number 8 on our left is an almshouse, known as a Hotshusen or Houses of God. These were the medieval equivalent of sheltered housing. Some were used by guild members as retirement homes or houses for widows, and others were built by rich private citizens as an act of charity for the benefit of deserving old people. They still serve as old people's homes even today.
Some of the houses, or most of the old houses actually, on the facades you can see some black metals. These are connected inside the house to the flooring or to the wood structure, so it prevents that the wall will tilt over. You can see the 19th century fish market. Before the 19th century, people sold their fish on the market square, but they were kicked out due to the smell of the fish. In front of us you can see some houses with wooden facades. These were built around 1920. At the end of the 15th century, the citizens of Bruges were forbidden to build wooden houses due to the high risk of fire.
The Onze-Lieve Vrouwkerk in front of us has a brick tower and is 122 meters tall. Among its many treasures are a Virgin and Child by Michelangelo in white marble and the mausoleums of Charles the Bold and his daughter Mary of Burgundy.
We are now sailing underneath the Brugge Bridge, which as you can see was built in 3 stages in the 15th, 16th and 17th centuries. Yeah, they got priority. The ones who come from there have priority, so we have to wait. We can't put it to underneath this bridge. In front of us you can see the Bonifacius Bridge, and behind the bridge on the right you can have another beautiful view at the Church of Our Lady. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of our tour. I hope you had a great time, and if you have, you can always leave a tip for the boatsman. I wish you a very nice day here in Bruges. People on the left hand side, please keep your hands inside the boat. Thank you very much.